morning, Brassic Classics. Today I was planning to take Volkswagen out, but I've just started it up. It appears to be leaking quite a lot of water, so we'll have a look, see what that is. This is the ongoing saga with my T25. Yeah, let's hope this isn't too big a problem. Okay, so as you can see, the water level is really high, and it's just coming out the top of the cap. So I'm wondering whether the thermostat's stuck again. So I guess I need to take it out for the drive and see what happens, really. Oh, the saga continues. It's never easy with a Volkswagen, is it? Okay, so I just took the van for a quick drive to try and work out what was going on. I went about a mile and it got pretty hot pretty quickly. So yeah, I suspect we've got a bit of an issue. First thing I think is thermostat. But let's have a look at the back of the engine and see what's going on. Okay, so here we are in the engine bay. This is the 1.9 non-turbo diesel, not the original engine. So what we've got some very, very warm pipes. This is the return pipe to the tank, and it's really hot. That's really hot as well. But strange enough, this one down here, right here, is where the thermostat is. That's the thermostat housing there. And this pipe is very, very cool. There's a bit of heat on the top section from where it's got hot from the rest of these pipes being near it. But compared to this one, it's very cool. So I think we can assume the thermostat's not working. What I'm going to do is leave the engine running for a bit and just see if the radiator kicks in. It's got electric fans on the radiator at the front. I said the radiator's warm even. Oh, Volkswagen. No, the radiator's cold. Absolutely no heat there at all. Yes, I think we can assume the thermostat's not working. What I'm tempted to do with this is to just remove the thermostat. It shouldn't damage the engine. It'll run. It'll just take longer to warm up. That's it. Simple as that. It'll take longer for the heater to warm up. But if it solves the problem, then that's quite acceptable, to be honest. Anyway, I'll show you how hot this thing got. I mean, I've only driven a mile, and yeah, that's steam. So it's certainly got warm. Anyway, next step, I will remove the thermostat and we can test how that works. However, I'm not going to lie, I'm going to do that on another day because it's not very nice. There's the A6 hiding, Land Rover hiding, sort of. So yeah, unfortunately autumn's arrived, the lovely summer's gone and it's raining. Anyway, wish me luck. This is Brassic Classics. Good morning, Brassic Classics. It's Saturday. The sun is back, and it's time to remove the thermostat from the van. Yeah, having done a bit more investigation, I did at one point think is it a head gasket, but the pressure hadn't built up in the cooling pipes, so I didn't think there was an exhaust leak or anything. Didn't seem to be any gases escaping that way. So it's time to remove the thermostat. So what do we need? Usual array of tools. Mind the shadows. We need to remove all the coolant. I don't want to lose it all because that would be a bit of a pain. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so here you can see the thermostat housing. It's just held on by two 10mm bolts, one there and one at that end. So yeah, time to remove that. Okay, so I've got the first bolt out, which is there. And I've just got to remove this one, and I can remove this whole housing, and the thermostat will be there. Let's do that. Access is not too bad really in here. I've had worse. When I did this in Germany on the driveway, I have to admit it was a little bit more stressful than this, because I only had about 3 hours to do it. I had no idea what I was doing. How times change. I still have no idea what I'm doing, but at least I haven't got any time pressures. That should be out. Nearly. And then this pipe should just, and the housing should come off, and underneath it should be the thermostat. Okay, let's have a look, see how much water we get. It's well wedged. There you go. Move the camera back a bit. I'm missing most of that. So you can see thermostat housing. Not so good. Okay, I'm just going to remove that and then we'll see the thermostat. Okay, so here's the thermostat with its O-ring to seal everything together. Let's remove that. Looks fairly clean, to be honest. So I'm going to go and put that in some boiling water and see if it opens and closes properly. If you can see in there, there's the housing. Right, so it's time to test the thermostat. I have one thermostat. There you go. I have one cafetiere. Excuse my terrible French accent. Good for making coffee, very good for testing thermostats. And I've just boiled a kettle. So let's see how this goes. Let's pop that in there. And what I'm hoping is that, well, not hoping, but we'll just see what happens. This should compress and open up. And if that does, it means it's working. If it doesn't, it means it's not working. Okay. So these thermostats are meant to open at about 80 degrees. Obviously this is boiling water. So we should see some action. Not a lot going on at the moment. Right, let's give it a couple of minutes and I'll come back. Okay, so here's our thermostat. It's been in the boiling water for about 2 minutes and it's done absolutely nothing. So I'm going to go and say it's probably seized. The diaphragm's not opened. Yes, I think that could be our culprit for our, well, not overheating, but certainly getting warmer quicker than it should. I fitted this in Germany once we got back from Austria. It was about €20. It's not a proper part, it's an aftermarket part. But it seemed, you know, it's got some weight to it, it seems to be good quality, but unfortunately, 18 months later it's failed. I mean, whether there's various reasons this could have failed. I mean, I don't know the condition of my radiator particularly, it could be full of sediment. But anyway, so that's going to be, I'm going to take that out. Then what I'm going to do is put this O-ring back and connect the housing back up. I'm not sure if I need to have this in to get a proper seal, because normally that sits on top of this and the housing goes on that. So I'm going to try it without the thermostat first, and if not, I'll take the cylinder out the centre, remove this, and see how that fits. Anyway, let's go back and do that. Okay, just a quick tip. Whenever I'm putting bolts back, I always like to put some copper grease on them. This was a lot easier to get out this time. In Germany, it was not easy to remove. So yeah, this stuff, brilliant. Really does help. Anyway, let's put it back. I'm just going to place the O-ring back into the housing. There you go. Hopefully that will seal against the opposite housing. Fingers crossed. Because if it doesn't, I'm going to have to put the thermostat back in, but with everything removed. Right, let's just get my bolts, which are on the floor. Okay, these are all copper greased up. So let's take that other housing, put that back. That's the water. Right, so that's in place. Put bolts in. Well, I put bolts in, I always just put them in finger tight first, just to check nothing's de-threading, because you don't want that. Okay, so that's the housing all put back together with the O-ring in place. As I said, I'm not sure whether I'm going to need the thermostat to seal the whole thing up. Hopefully not. Yeah, just a quick one about the copper grease. The reason I do this every time is because when I did a Honda Blackbird up, I went to take out the exhaust studs and 3 of them snapped off. and it was an absolute pain to get them out. I had hours with a blowtorch and then bolt remover drill pieces, and I got there in the end, but you just don't need it. It's one of those things, it's so easy just to put a bit of copper grease on, and it's certainly, yeah, you certainly get that time back. So this is all back together. I'm going to dry everything off, just so I can tell if there are any leaks once I put the coolant back in. And then I guess it's time to take it for a quick drive and see what happens. I'm expecting it not to get hot. So fingers crossed. That seems to be pretty dry. Okay, next bit, coolant back in. Okay, so I've put all the coolant back. Obviously the level's going to be a bit lower now because it's all gone straight through to the pipes there, to the radiator. I can't see any leaks, obviously, until I put it under pressure and turn the engine on. That's no surprise. Anyway, let's see what's happening. Okay, so I've got the engine on. Everything seems to be okay. No major leaks. I will go around with the rag again and just tidy up. And yeah, fingers crossed though. I'm going to leave the engine running to get the heat up and just see what happens. And then I think we'll go for a drive. I'm not going to go anywhere too far, just in case. But yeah, so far so good. Okay, so everything seems to be okay. I've topped up the cooling reservoir, so that's now up to the level it should be. I've revved the engine, let it get a bit warm, and yeah, we seem all good. No leaks down here at the housings. I think everything is okay. Fingers crossed. Famous last words. So what I'm going to do now is take it for a quick drive, I think, and see how that goes. Okay, so this is the first test of the van without the thermostat. It's about 22 degrees today, so it's fairly warm. Well, for England it's very warm, especially, you know, mid-September. This is good. Also do my window up, reduce noise. Yeah, so basically I've removed the thermostat. I've not replaced it yet. What I'm going to do, I basically left it out just to completely guarantee this is the issue. You know, so what I plan to do is, once it starts getting a bit colder, I'll see what it's like without a thermostat, and then if it is a bit too cold without heating, I'll put one in. This time I'll try and get a slightly better quality one. Yeah, so far my temperature gauge is nowhere, which is nice, to be honest. Last time I drove this van, it got to halfway by now, which, you know, for less than a couple of miles, I wasn't too much of a fan of, really. So yeah, I'm just going to keep driving it and see if anything changes, really. Fingers crossed it doesn't. Well, success. I made it to my destination, which in an old Volkswagen is a win. Just getting to where you intended to go is a good thing. Everything seems fine. The temperature gauge has not moved off zero. But I did have a little bit of heating. I tried that and it did work a little bit. Like I say, it's in the low 20s at the moment. So weather-wise, I'm not too worried about heating. But certainly, once November, December comes, I might want a thermostat then. But as you saw in the video, it's 2 bolts. It's a half an hour job, if it goes well. And this is one of the few times where a job on a Volkswagen went well. So that's a win. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Do feel free to like, share and subscribe. If you have any questions for me, leave a comment below. Anyway, this is Brassic Classics. See you next time. Bye bye.